My name is William Goit. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and I've been helping people get healthy and stay healthy since 1986. In this video, I want to talk to you about solar Qigong and how solar Qigong is a very unique form of Qigong. Solar Qigong is actually Nei Gong, or the inner workings, the inner work. Nei means inside, so Nei Gong is the inner work. So solar Qigong is the inner work of Temple Style Tai Chi. The movements and the forms look very much like the long form in Tai Chi, but they're done repetitively. They're done over and over and over again rather than moving into the next form. They're done repetitively because the emphasis and the focus is on the internal qi circulations. What you do with your mind is important in solar Qigong. The form itself and how the form is performed is important, but it's not nearly as important of what you're doing with your mind. It's the mind training inside of Tai Chi. It's the whole reason to be doing Tai Chi and Qigong is to focus on the internal Qi circulation. When your mind is on the Qi circulation, then your mind begins to identify with Qi and energy. When we practice solar Qigong over time, we see that we are energy. Because we're focusing on the internal Qi circulations, our mind starts to identify with the Qi. And then our identification slowly becomes more integrated with Qi and less on just the physical body. Having your mind focused on Qi teaches the mind to see Qi everywhere, teaches the mind to see the world as energy, because everything in this world is energy. It's energies that are vibrating at different frequencies, so they appear with different densities. A rock is more solid than water, because a rock is vibrating slower than water is. Water is more solid than light, because light is vibrating at a higher frequency than the water. However, they are all energy. So in solar Qigong, we focus on the energy within the breath as it moves through the body. Each movement has an internal Qi circulation, and the mind follows the internal Qi. As the energy is moving, we have certain techniques to speed the energy up, and then the mind follows the energy to the speed of light. This is revolutionary to the mind, and the mind loves this because our mind does operate at the speed of light. We've been taught to think very slowly. We have been taught that the world is solid and that our mind is just clunking along in the conscious mind. But the subconscious mind is moving 1,000,000 times faster than the conscious mind. The subconscious mind knows very well that everything is energy, and it is paying attention to things at the speed of light. Practicing solar Qigong, we integrate more and more and more of the subconscious mind to become more conscious. We allow the parts of our mind that are open awareness to come online in a more conscious way. As you train the mind to pay attention to energy to the speed of light, you'll start to notice things more. As you start to notice more and more things in your surrounding, that is the mind working at the speed of light. We tend to not notice everything that's happening around us because we're not exactly in the present moment. The more you're in the moment, the more you start to notice that lots of things are happening around you. You'll start to notice people's thoughts. You'll start to notice things in your surroundings that you may not have noticed before, because your mind starts to pick up on the subtle energy all around you, at the subtle energy inside of you. And as you become more aware of the energy around you, your awareness expands. And expanded awareness is what we're all looking for. It may not seem like it at this point in your life, but expanded awareness is what so-called enlightenment is. When we're just aware of a little bit of things, that is a very dull world. As our awareness expands, the world around us expands in surprising ways. We start to become aware of things that we were just never aware of before. And as you become more aware of your surroundings becomes more inspiring, more interesting, and a lot more exciting. Now, the emphasis on internal Qi circulations is how solar Qigong is very unique. It's very unique amongst Qigong. A lot of Qigong is simply forms, going into certain forms, and I'm not saying it's bad, it's just different. It's more physical. It's more about allowing the tendons to stretch and the energy to naturally flow into the space that was contracted because you were so tight, and creating a bigger flow, a range of motion, and all these wonderful things that happen from poses and forms. But solar Qigong is the inside work, the inner work inside of the forms. It's using your mind to move energy. The movement is happening, but as the movement is happening, even when the movement is not happening, your mind is assigned to be following Qi. And as the mind learns to follow Qi, it realizes that it can project Qi. So many of the exercises that we do in solar Qigong, the forms, we're projecting Qi out of our hands. We're projecting Qi out the third eye. And as we learn to move the Qi with our mind, it'll translate into the day-to-day world. Everything is made out of energy. When you learn how to train your mind to consciously move energy, then you can start to manipulate your world in a way that the things that you want will start to come to you in a more even way, in a more rational way, in a more logical way, in a way that you are controlling. Not controlling, but you're having some input in it. Moving energy with your mind is the next frontier in life. Rather than allowing everything to just happen haphazardly, and it seems like, life can seem like, oh my God, why is it happening to me? You can come to life. When you can move energy with your mind, you can step back and not be so concerned about what's happening, because at any time you can have some input. And not only can you project out, but we learn to suck energy in, to draw things to you. And through condensing breathing and sucking energy into the spine and bone marrow, we create an internal vacuum. This internal vacuum is the ability to draw things to you. Now, this is obvious how this could be helpful in your life. If you can magnetize things to you, actually pull things to you, pull people to you, pull things to you, this will change your life dramatically, because you can have some input about what's happening in your life. Instead of just being some flotsam and jetsam going down the stream of life, you can start to project your will into the world. You could start with your will to pull things towards you, to gather Qi in such a way that your mind has some input about what that Qi is that's coming towards you. We do these, there's some techniques that are used to manifest things that you want into your life, to project out of the top of your head ideas of what it is that you want. Your affirmations and visualizations, the dreams of the things that you want. We can gather energy and put it around those dreams and then project it out into the universe, impregnate the universe with ideas of the things that you want. This is very exciting. You can become a co-creator this way. We are all co-creating, but oftentimes the co-creation is by default. It almost seems like an accident. Well, how did that happen? All of a sudden things are happening in your life and you're not even that aware of how you made it happen. When you understand how to follow energy with your mind, when you start to realize you can project and draw energy to you, you can consciously become a co-creator in the manifestation of your life and bring the things that really matter to you, which are inspiration, enthusiasm, and excitement. When you can start to ask for the inspiration and enthusiasm and excitement into your life, and you can decide what that looks like. You can decide what kind of people you want into your aura, you want to surround you. You can decide where it is that you want to go in a way that it'll actually happen. You can pull the things that you want into your life, even though it doesn't seem like it's possible, because everything is energy. Learning to manipulate energy with your mind is the way to become a co-creator in life and bring the things that you want into your life in such a way that life will start to look how you want it to.